I grew up in southwestern Pennsylvania, the northernmost reaches of Appalachia. I started playing guitar in 5th grade. When the instrument companies came around to the schools, I wanted to play clarinet. And my dad, words of wisdom, he said, why don't you play an instrument you don't need an entire marching band to enjoy? So he said either the fiddle or the guitar, and I gravitated toward the guitar. My dad played bluegrass music. He was a bluegrass fiddle player. He never played professionally, but there was bluegrass music in the house. That's my roots. I played a little bluegrass music as a teenager there. Not a whole heck of a lot before I got pulled off in a lot of other directions. I played in a Pittsburgh band called the Flashcats for many years, which was R&B and soul music. I played in rock and roll bands. I sang everything for about 25 years. This is my 3rd CD, yes. My 2nd one with Jim VanCleve.
A mutual friend had played some music with her. He got in touch with me and said that he had a friend that was looking to make a record and had made a couple but wanted to, step things up a notch or two.
I had followed Jim's career for quite a while, and the Kerry Hassler CD, Hard Rain, that he did many years ago, I wore that thing out. I listened to it so much, and I just admired his work, his playing, the musicianship on there.
Apparently had heard some of the other records I'd been a part of and was, a fan of those. For whatever reason, they thought that I might be able to help with that, and I appreciate that.
He called me on the phone. It was quite shocking. I was driving in a motorhome when I got the call.
We had a conversation, and I was like, wow, she's focused, and we'll just wait and see where this goes, So, like I said, she sent that first batch of songs, and there was a lot of different stuff in there, a lot of cool musical influences.
It's time for my release. I think it's time to change my fate. Got this ball and chain called love. I'm through permanent license plates.
He just has great ideas. He just knows how to bring out the best in me as a songwriter and as a singer, and I feel comfortable with him, and I just really trust him to steer me in the right direction, and that's very, very important when you're doing a project like this.
So when she came with these new songs, I started seeing what we were looking at here. I was like, wow, this is exciting,
She's an heiress to an old dirt patch by the coal train tracks, just a tumble-down shack with a leaky roof.
I guess you never really take a break as a songwriter. There's always ideas processing, and you have notebooks and you use your phone or whatever to jot down an idea, a melody. So when the time comes when you want to get to work, those ideas are there to draw from. My dad, God rest his soul, he's been gone 10 years ago, but 18 years ago, he gave me a newspaper article from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. It had a big black and white picture on the front page of a man named Marlon Miller, who lived 30 miles outside of Pittsburgh like an Appalachian mountain man.
This old man named Marlon was a curiosity in a shack in Murphy's Bottom by the Allegheny.
There was a Pittsburgh photographer named John Beal who wrote about him in this article and photographed him for many years. Anyway, I had this newspaper article for all these years. I just felt like I never had time to sit down and read it. I'm cleaning, I would run across it, I would just put it somewhere else and say, my dad gave this to me, I know I'm gonna want to read it. Finally, in September of 2016, I found it again. And I said, I'm gonna read this article. And I was so moved by it and the photography that I wrote a song about Marlon Miller. It's called This Old Man.
But this old man named Marlon became a friend of mine.
I do work well under pressure.
If you know Cindy, you know she thinks of it, she's gonna go get it done. And I respect that so much. So, it didn't take a lot of time, and we had some sessions booked and a stack of songs to weed through, and here we are.
I thought that This Old Man was going to be the title cut on this CD, but I don't even know where Moonshiner's Daughter came from. I just got this little melody in my head for the hook. And then, I wasn't even actively songwriting, but I was probably running the vacuum cleaner or something whenever the words Moonshiner's Daughter, I'm nothing more than a moonshiner's daughter, just stuck in my head to that melody. So of course I banked it away for when I was going to start writing, and that song was one of those songs that kind of wrote itself. And I knew when I wrote it, I said, wait till Jim hears this.
Wow, this is a new game right here. I mean, like, there's always been like a sincerity in her writing, and you know, and her as an artist, I think that's what it's all about.
Age of 9, no baby dolls, just a Colt 45. Had to guard against my will, the secret of that whiskey still, and I'm nothing more than a moonshiner's daughter. Sloan Payne is my name. They shot my daddy dead in that forsaken holler. They're never going back again. Never going back again.
I mean, I really felt it in my bones that it was a good song. So yes, I was relieved that he felt that it was a good song too. And actually he knew right away. He said this has to be the title cut on the CD. When you got these musicians and they put it together in the studio, let me tell you, it is epic. It's epic. It turned out great. I'm sitting in the studio and the tears are running down my face because I was like, it was just so good. I mean, it's different too. It's bluegrass, but it's different, and I'm thrilled with it.
Promise to give up that shine, go back to working in the night.
It's dark. It's dark. It's a moonshiner's daughter. So when the sheriff comes and guns down your paw for bootlegging in the mountains, you know, that's kind of a dark storyline.
Through the course of these 2 records, you know, I would say it's been a list of my heroes, and you know, fortunate to call most of them friends too. You know, it's a who's who. And on this particular session, it was a lot of fun because I've got guys I've grown up with even in here, and you know, guys that were on the last record as well are here. Todd Phillips played bass again, and he's one of the architects, I think, of this generation of acoustic music. He's epic, I think. You know, just one of my favorites.
In the studio, he knows exactly what he wants. He lays it down.
Rob Ickes, 15-time IBMA Dobro Player of the Year, rightly so. He's absolutely incredible, and I rarely do a session that at some point doesn't, you know, end up needing some Rob Ickes on it.
How can you not like Rob Ickes? He's so easygoing, he's so laid back, and yet he's like one of the best Dobro players in the world. So whatever he adds to a project, it's like magic.
I think I played on one of the other one's records when he was maybe 13 or 14 years old, and I'm talking about Cory Walker, who's just one of the greatest young banjo players alive, I think. Ashby Frank, who I've known since he was 11, and I think I was 14 at that point. We grew up playing together in North Carolina, off and on. And Dustin Benson, who is a phenomenal guitar player.
What a cut up that guy is. You know, you always know you're going to have a good time and a lot of laughs whenever Dustin is on the scene. Another incredible guitar player, very professional, comes in, does what he has to do, and you know, none better.
Seth Taylor, who's one of the best young guitarists in the world.
He's just a super young talent, as friendly and as kind, with no ego.
You know, you take all those guys and shake it up and see what happens with a bunch of great songs. I'm excited. It's a really cool record.
You got more good looking on you than when we married. Our love was new. So many things together we outgrew. I got more good looking on me and you.
Well, I am so lucky that I get to do this. A Pennsylvania girl that gets to come down here to Nashville, hang out with some of the greatest musicians, and they are making my songs, they're going to last forever. And I'm very lucky too that I have a loving family, a loving husband and a son who support me and let me do this. It's just one of the greatest accomplishments that I've had in my lifetime, and I'm not even sure how I can put it all into words, but I just love it, and I hope I can continue to do it, and I hope that I can move my audiences with my music.